Hello.
No.
Please, can you see me?
No.
No. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Yes, you can see it now.
Yes. All right. Madam, I can't see you. No, I can't.
We talk.
Please, I can't hear you.
Just mute yourself.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, so I'm saying that at the end of the day, what we are looking at, right, after the session is to know what small businesses are and what entrepreneurship is. The world of small business, how to start a business, and then getting financing, then achieving success in small businesses. So last week, I did ask you guys to go and look out for the definition of entrepreneurship. So anyone, anybody who did that search? Okay, so Kumsin, unmute.
Yes, please. Please, entrepreneurship
Yeah,
is
so
the act of business.
it's what?
Yes,
Come again. You said
it is the act of
all right,
starting a
Kennedy. Okay, Kennedy. The graphs. Yes. Yes,
Hello.
Kennedy, speak.
It's
Okay. I saw the
um
graphs.
entrepreneurship. Yes, entrepreneurship is the process of running a business to generate profit while taking financial risks.
Okay. I think I'll take the last person, then we continue. Is it upon? Upon. Is it Naya?
Yes, please.
All right. So what's your definition? What's your thoughts on who an entrepreneur is, or what
It's a,
entrepreneurship is?
it's a process organizing, helping, and running the business in the aim of making profit while taking the risks.
Okay. So per this definition, who is an entrepreneur? Right. So we can generally say that entrepreneurhood is the one that identifies an opportunity, okay, or
Okay.
generates an idea, okay, assembles, and then what? Integrates all the resources needed. So we are saying that an entrepreneur is the one that identifies an opportunity, okay, or generates an idea, assembles, and then integrates all the resources needed. So what resources are we talking about? We are talking about the money,
Capital.
the people, the businesses, business models, the strategy to exploit the opportunity identified, and bears the risks to transform the opportunity or idea into a viable business. Do we get that?
Yeah.
So the first thing entrepreneurs does is what? Idea generation, or seeing an opportunity, right?
Yeah.
So immediately you see an opportunity, or let's say as a person, you decide to be an entrepreneur, right? Before you become that entrepreneur, you have to see an opportunity, or you have to have an idea. Okay. So when you get the idea, you generate the idea, right? Then after
Yeah.
you mobilize resources, then you start the business. So you can note this, that we have 4 steps in entrepreneurship process, right? So the first thing you have to know is that you have to decide personally that you want to be an entrepreneur. What you what um, the edge to an entrepreneur, you have to first be convinced within yourself that you want to be an entrepreneur. Hello,
Hi.
I think I had a network connection problem,
Hello.
but then it's
Yeah.
back now.
Okay.
Hello,
Hello.
Hello.
yeah,
Yeah.
Hello.
it's fine, it's fine. If you can hear me, it's fine. So after you've gotten your idea, you move it into setting up what? Your business. So what is an entrepreneurship, right? Entrepreneurship is defined as the process by which individuals pursue opportunities without regards to resources they currently control for the purpose of exploiting future goods and services. So we are saying that as a person or as an individual, you decide to venture into a business. But as at the time you got the idea or you saw
Can
the
you repeat the
opportunity,
definition for us?
you said,
Please, can you repeat the definition for me? I'm writing it.
okay, so I'm saying that an entrepreneurship,
Hello.
we've seen who an entrepreneur is. And we are saying that an entrepreneurship is defined as the process by which individuals pursue opportunities without regards to resources they currently control for the purpose of exploiting
Individual pursue.
future goods and services.
As the process by which individual pursue.
We are saying that individual pursue. My screen is off.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, please, madam, please, your phone is off.
Every day.
Is it on now?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so I was
madam.
defining entrepreneurship. I'm saying that entrepreneurship is defined as the process by which individuals pursue opportunities without regards to resources they currently control for the purpose of exploiting future goods and services.
Said pursue opportunities.
Please mute your camera. Abeg. Please mute your
Pursue
camera.
opportunities without regards to resources they currently control
The purposes of exploiting businesses.
When I move the slides, can you see?
Yes.
Madam, please, your screen is off.
Please mute, okay? The screen is on.
Madam, please can you continue with the definition? Entrepreneurship is defined as a process by which individuals pursue opportunity without regards to resource they can't control.
So I'm taking the definition for the last time.
Okay.
I'm saying that entrepreneurship is defined as the process by which individuals pursue opportunities without regards to resources they currently control for the purpose of exploiting future goods and services.
Please, you can't hear.
Please, your screen is off.
Oh, hello. Did you get the
Hi.
definition? So I'm saying that for you to be an entrepreneur, one thing you must notice is that you have to be what? A risk taker. So you are venturing into the business. You don't know whether what you are venturing into will survive or not. You understand? So for instance, men's gold. Men's gold along the line has to what? Collapse. But then initially everybody saw that, oh, it was what? A good business. Everybody was investing in there. But then along the line, it has to what? Collapse. So if you are coming in as an entrepreneur, setting up a small business, you have to do your checks, do your analysis, and ensure that the business is viable. But then the surety again too is there is a possibility you would what? Fail. But when you fail, it shouldn't end there. You have to try again. You have to be what? Serious towards what.
Yes, ma'am. Please, you have to mute yourself.
Please, we
I
can't
think
hear
this
you.
music issue is when I try to go move my slides. You know, I'm using two screens, so pardon me for that. So there's a possibility when you are venturing into the business, you would fail, you would survive and all that. But that gives you the morale. When you fail, you have to still push up. So we have types of what? I'm saying that we have types of what? Entrepreneurs, right? We have the classical, the entrepreneur, and then entrepreneurial teams. So what is a classical entrepreneur? It's an individual who takes the risk.
Madam,
We
please, can
can't
we
see
move
the
the
slides.
slides?
I'm sharing my screen, oh guys.
It's not showing.
Yes, we
I
are on
can't.
slide 3. Types of entrepreneurs.
But nothing is
Yes.
showing here. Oh. Nothing is showing here.
What do you
We are
see?
not
What do you
seeing
see on
it.
your screen?
We are not seeing it.
Small
Just see
business
those who are on the group.
entrepreneurs.
Yes. So I'm talking about types of entrepreneurs. Do you see classic entrepreneur and then entrepreneurial teams?
Yes.
No, we don't see anything.
So that is what I'm talking about.
Yes, I can see.
Madam, we
We
can't
are on
see
slide
anything.
3. We are on
Yes,
Yes,
slide
we
3.
madam.
can see.
We can,
So that's fine.
we can
So I'm
see
defining
16.
classical entrepreneur. I'm saying that
Please, we are not seeing anything.
We can just
mute
look at the
and
slides
listen.
on our phones alongside listening to the audio.
We are on slide 3. I'm coming. Let me share the screen again.
I think the
Can you
best
see my screen?
No.
We can see now.
Yes, we can now.
Yes, we
No,
can
Yes,
see.
please. We
So
can't.
we are on
we
slide
can
3.
see.
Please mute
Yes.
because it's
Madam,
virtual. When you
we
guys
can't
do
hear.
this,
No.
we might not be able to finish.
Please mute and let's just listen to
Bear
it.
with me.
Please, let's switch to Zoom.
Please, everyone should mute so that
So
we
we are
can.
saying that we have types of entrepreneurs. Are you with me?
Please, madam, we can't
Yes.
see your screen.
Please write. Okay, you write. You write. You write. So we are saying types of entrepreneur. We have the classic, we have the entrepreneur and then the entrepreneurial teams. So I'm defining the classic. So we can say classical entrepreneur is an individual who takes the risk to start their own business by integrating all the resources needed to exploit the
Madam, please can
opportunity
you calm
identified.
down?
I'm taking it again. Classical entrepreneur is an individual who takes the risk to start their own businesses by integrating all the resources needed to exploit the opportunity identified or idea generated into a viable business.
To exploit.
So when we say something is viable, a viable business, we are saying that the business will survive.
Madam, please take the last part of the definition again.
Go over again.
So I'm saying the classical entrepreneur is an individual who takes the risk to start their own business by integrating all the resources needed to exploit the opportunity identified or idea generated into a viable business. And the resources we are talking about are the factors of production, which we looked at last week. And then the second one is intrapreneur. Entrepreneurs are
Intra or
employees.
intra?
Intra, I-N-T-R-A, preneur.
Okay.
We are saying that they are employees of an organization who are capable of what? Identifying opportunities or generating ideas.
Like what?
They're able to mobilize the needed resources in order to promote innovative products, in order to promote innovative product development and marketing with the organization. So they are basically employees within the organization, but then they're able to generate ideas, pool resources together to enhance the growth of the organization. So they are
Can you
entrepreneurs.
please go over the
Intrapreneurs.
definition again?
Madam, please take the definition over.
Madam, please go over it.
Yeah, the definition. Go right.
Listen. I'm saying entrepreneurs are employees of an organization who are capable of identifying opportunities. So they are within the organization. They are capable of what? They have the capacity, they identify opportunities within the organization they are working in. They are able to what? Generate ideas, mobilize resources, innovative ideas that helps the organization itself. So they are within.
Madam, can you please take it again?
Yeah, Miss
we
Nance,
didn't hear-
please. We didn't hear you.
Please take it slow this time.
Can you read what you have?
They are employees of an organization who are
Kennedy, read what you
capable of.
have. Okay, I'm listening.
They are employees of an organization who are capable of identifying opportunities.
Kennedy, what do you have? In order to promote, that's where you ended.
Please just
Okay, they promote
Madam, please take it from the top.
innovative. So Kennedy, finish
Please
up
just
and then give it to your
please.
colleagues. Promote innovative
Madam, please, your line is breaking.
Kennedy will give you that definition later after the session. Promote innovative product development and marketing with the organization. Kennedy, do you have that? All right, so let's continue. Entrepreneurial teams, right? There are also types of entrepreneurs. They are basically two or more individuals who jointly establish a business in which they have equal financial interests. So there are two or more individuals who jointly establish a business in which they have equal financial interest.
Financial interest.
Are we good?
Yes.
Financial interest.
Does it end up financial interest?
Okay, so yeah. So then we ask ourselves, how do people become entrepreneurs? How do people become entrepreneurs? We are saying that people can become entrepreneurs out of necessity or by opportunity. They can become entrepreneurs out of necessity or by opportunity.
Opportunity comes by twice, not twice. Baby.
Or say it's a doing who works in left.
Madam, please,
Then
your
it
line
happens
is
that they have to
breaking.
lay off some.
Madam,
Madam,
your
please, we
network.
can't hear you.
Please, can you hear me now?
Yes.
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 So I'm saying that how can people become entrepreneurs? They can become entrepreneurs out of necessity or opportunity.
Opportunity.
And I'm saying again that the necessity entrepreneurs, okay. I'm giving a scenario right now, so please pay attention. Let's assume Mr. Sen is the managing director of Vodafone or a staff, an employee. But then it happens that Vodafone wants to lay off Hello.
Vodafone want to lay off. Yeah, Madam, Vodafone want to lay off.
Madam, we can't hear you now. Now your
Someone is muting. Someone is muting our microphones. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Madam.
Okay, so
Yes.
Vodafone is trying to lay off, and I'm saying that Mr. Sai happens to be a staff there. So it was quite unfortunate. He was also part of the people laid off. And he has maybe a family to take care of. So it becomes a need for him to do something. So he then generates an idea that, okay, then let me do something to survive, something to keep the family going. So anything that Mr. Sai sets up as a business, it was what? Out of necessity. So he became an entrepreneur out of what? Necessity. So that is necessity entrepreneur. And then the opportunity entrepreneurs, they are already well doing. They have their own money. They have what it takes to even establish what a business. But then they just see opportunities in the society, then hold on to it. Then they establish what a business out of the opportunity they saw. So for them, it's not that they are struggling or they have issues. They have the money. So anything they see, any idea they get, it becomes an opportunity because they have the means.
Madam, your line is breaking.
Madam.
Hello, guys.
Yeah, we cannot hear you.
So we are looking at characteristics of entrepreneur. Do you have what it takes to be an entrepreneur? So before you become an entrepreneur, you have to have a high self-confidence and belief.
Madam, we can't see
In
your
what?
screen.
Don't worry, we'll share the slides later. I keep sharing my screen. So we are talking about characteristics of entrepreneur, or what makes you think you can be an
Please.
Madam, we can't hear you.
Madam, please, your microphone is off.
Yes, you muted
Who
yourself.
keeps muting, madam?
I'm saying characteristics of entrepreneur. What makes you think you can be an entrepreneur?
Muted again. Oh. Madam, please, you are muted.
You have to have high confidence in yourself.
Madam,
Yes, Prince. Prince. But is it but what's this? Prince, what's your surname?
Both you.
Both you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your hands is up.
Yeah. I said always having a plan.
What?
Always having a plan. Are
Always
some of the
having a
characteristics of entrepreneur.
Oh, okay. Is it Michael or Michael Yao?
Yes. Being a risk taker.
Okay. Andy. Please, when you are done talking, you put your hands down, okay?
Self-determined.
Self-determined. Please be noting the points down. Your friends are saying it all. Kusi.
Confidence.
Okay. So basically, what you said are all true. They are all things an entrepreneur needs to possess to be able to achieve or be successful in your business. Your zeal to succeed must be very high. You need to be tolerant. You must be a risk taker as well. Your energy level needs to be very high. Let's move on. So, what are SMEs, right? The world of small businesses. We are looking at SMEs. Small and medium scale enterprise. What are they? Anyone?
Madam, please, can you move the slides?
Madam, please come again.
Please repeat your question.
SMEs. Anyone? Hey. Your name there. Okay, Kennedy. Okay. Anyone? Anybody else?
Okay, when you talk of small and medium enterprise, are business whose personal and revenue numbers fall before certain limits.
Okay. So I think the last person, Danny. Danny. Danny is out. I saw Jade.
Please, madam, what are we talking about? What is what? Please?
Who is talking? You're not.
Janet. Okay, no.
Is it Emmanuel?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. I didn't get what we are talking about.
Okay, Emmanuel. Somebody keeps muting our microphones. Please stop muting mine, oh. But the rest of you can mute.
Madam.
Yes.
Madam. Someone also
Yes.
removed me from the meeting.
Oh, so sorry. But it's good you are back now. So let's continue. SMEs or definition
Madam,
of
please,
SMEs.
we don't know what you are talking about. So we don't know the full meaning of the SMEs you are even describing.
Small and medium scale enterprise. Small and medium scale enterprise. So we are saying that SMEs varies across countries. The definition is different across countries. But then we have three key things that actually runs through all the definitions. We normally say parameters, okay? Parameters to which SMEs are what? Defined. So the first parameter we can look at is the number of employees. Please note that down. Number of employees. Your amount of capital. And then your volume of production.
Who is reaching us?
Who is controlling the screen right now?
Please, madam, the definition of the SME, please, can you start over?
I'm saying that the definition of SMEs varies across countries. But then, per the definitions, we have three parameters that runs through all. your number of employees, your amount of capital, and then your volume of production.
By the per definition.
We'll dive into that soon. So according to Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, that is OECD, right? They defined small-scale business into categories. Like they have it 3 stages. They have it the micro,
Madam, please, according to
Who is muting it? Oh.
Who keeps muting us? Who keeps muting us?
Madam, please,
Look,
you
it's
said
not funny.
according to
It's not funny. It's not funny. Stop
I
muting
think
people.
the settings must be changed. The settings must be changed.
So let's continue. I'm saying according to Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD.
OECD.
CD. CD.
Development, D.
Yeah.
Organization for Economic
Cooperation and Development. They are saying they are basing that criteria on the fact that an SME is micro, right? It's micro when it's having 1 to 9 employees. And it's a small business when it's having 10 to 49 employees. And it's medium when it has 50 to 249 employees.
Madam, please go over. Please go over.
I'm saying that with the OECD, they are saying an SME is micro if it's having 1 to 9 employees. And it's small when it's having 10 to 49 employees. And it's medium when it has 50 to 249 employees. So per the parameters I gave earlier, where does this definition fall? What are they looking at?
The number of
Employees.
Number of employees.
The number of employees.
Number of employees, madam.
It's fine. Thank you. Please mute. And then World Bank is also saying that an SME should possess an asset not less than $250,000 excluding land. So they see an SME or they see a business as an SME or a setup, or I don't know how to put that, but if you are an SME, you shouldn't have less than $250,000 excluding land. So that's how World Bank also view their definition of what SME. So per the parameters, come again.
Madam, please go over the World Bank explanation, the definition.
I'm saying for World Bank, they see an SME to have a fixed asset of not less than $250,000, excluding land. So when you take your land, the cost of land, you should have $250,000, and that qualifies you to be an SME.
SME has not less than $25,000.
So with the World Bank definition or how they view an SME, which of the parameters do they fall under?
Please, capital. Madam, capital.
Please, capital.
Amount of capital.
Amount
Okay,
of
it's fine.
capital.
It's fine. Thank you. Then we have
Madam, please, can you
the
take it over
USA.
again? I was removed from the meeting.
You are what?
Can you please take it over again? I was removed from the meeting.
What was the last thing we heard? The World Bank.
The last thing I heard was in terms of capital, an SME should not possess above $2,500 as capital.
No, you shouldn't have less than $250,000, excluding land. And then the US aid also see an SME as employing less than 50 employees.
In the US what? The US what?
They view it from this perspective.
Which people?
Employ less than 50 employees, and at least half of the output produced is sold in the home country. So per the parameters, they are looking at number of employees and then volume of production.
Madam, please, can you take it again?
Madam, please, can you take it
Then the
again?
US aid, please mute. Yes. They view it from this perspective. You have to have a number of employees, but then it shouldn't be
Yes.
What I need you guys to do is pay attention. That's all. All right. So then, this is how the world, okay, defines their SMEs. Let's come to Ghana. How do we also define SMEs? Okay, so we have the Ghana Statistical Service. They have their definition, and we have the NBSSI, their definition. But then let's look at how the Statistical Service define SMEs. They are saying that small enterprises are those that employ less than 10 persons. Are you with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Whilst the medium and large enterprises are those that employ more than 10 persons. So the Ghana Statistical Service has said,
Madam, please, can you go over again?
I'm repeating myself, please listen. I'm saying that the Ghana Statistical Service are saying that small enterprises, small businesses are those that employ less than 10. So 9 and below, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Are classified as small enterprises. If your business is having an employee not more than 10, they are classified as small enterprises or small businesses. But then when you have 10 and above, then you fall in the range of medium and large. Then we have the definition by NBSSI, which is the National Board for Small Scale Industries. They are basically in charge of small scale businesses in Ghana. And they per their definition, they are saying that a micro enterprise employs up to 5 persons with an investment capital of not more than 10,000 US dollars. So the NBSSI are saying that a micro business or micro enterprise employs up to 5 persons, and then their investment capital should not be more than 10,000 US dollars. And they say again that a small enterprise, so that one was for micro. They say a small business or enterprise employs between 6 to 29 with an investment capital below, it's very key, below 100,000 US dollars. So a small enterprise or business employs between 6 to 29 with an investment capital below 100,000 US dollars. And finally, they classify a medium enterprise or business.
Madam, please, can you take the last end for the NBSSI?
So the NBSSI, I'm saying that they have
Hey
Can you
God,
please?
please mute yourself. Oh,
Yes, please, we are listening.
Okay. So the NBSSI sees a business as micro if it has 5 persons with investment capital of 10,000. Sees a business as small if it has employees between 6 to 29 and has an investment capital below 100,000 US dollars. And then sees a business as medium above 29 with an investment capital of 100,000. So sees a business as medium if it has employees above 29 with an investment capital above 100,000. So the small and the medium, the difference is that the small sees the investment capital for the small is below 100,000, and the investment capital for medium is above 100,000. So when people have small businesses or small and medium scale businesses in a country, how does it contribute to society? One, it creates what? Employment. There is job creation. It gives employment to people within the society. It also gives the opportunity for people who haven't worked before, to get the experience to work. So it's more or less like employment.
Sure.
And generally, when people are setting up their businesses, right, they might not have, let's say, a building, or they might not have structures to run the business. So some start their business from their home, right inside their rooms. They are already having the idea, they are putting things in place, and then they are running. Some also have it online. Like, people have businesses online, but if you ask them maybe office location and stuff, they don't have. But then they have businesses that is what's running. So the business can be home-based or web-based. So the web-based are the businesses running online without office space. The home-based, right in your home, you are working. So we can look at owning your own business, or let me just put it this way. You can become an entrepreneur, right, by owning your own business. And how can you own your own business? You can either buy an existing business or start it on your own. And we have advantages and disadvantages to both. In a sense that when you are starting, the fear is you don't know whether you will survive or not. But then when you are buying, there is what? Some sort of a bit of certainty because the business is already running. The business is running. So you want to buy. And then what you have to notice is that
Your voice is very.
when one have much idea or knowledge of the business, you run at a loss. The advantage again is that because it's a running business, they have their financial statement and stuff, so you can really see the profit you make. If you identify any lapses, you just fix that, and then you are good to go. You make your profit quickly, and you can also start everything fresh. On your own. So when you are buying a business, negotiate. It's a business like how, and then what the price right. The value in return. When you buy, I'm going to make your profits, or I'm going.
Madam, please,
Hello,
we can't
please.
hear you.
Madam, please, I
Your line
can't
is
hear
breaking.
you.
Yes, madam. The line is breaking.
Hello, guys.
Yeah.
Hello, madam.
Yes.
Hello.
So I was asking you guys, why do you think people will sell their businesses?
If the business didn't have a smooth running.
Due to their vision, they may see that maybe the business
Why
will
do you
have
think
less
people will sell their businesses?
bring.
If the smooth running of the business wasn't as they planned.
If the business is running,
Are going bankrupt.
If they feel they don't have if they feel they don't have enough resources to carry on the business.
Are you sure?
sufficient to fund the business.
If they make less profit but more losses due to competitions by competitors.
If they are tired of running,
People might also sell their business if they're running at a loss.
Okay, others also saw that because they want to diversify, want to change their business to
they
a
run at a loss.
Please, you said?
So, a business, if they are
People also sell their businesses when they think they've made enough money. Alright. Some also sell their business when they are taken by competition. Please, madam,
Others
they are
also.
close to you.
Now, please, you've been muted. Now, please, you've been muted. Madam, please, you've been muted.
Miss Nancy, please unmute your mic. We can't hear you.
Miss Nancy, please, why have you left the conversation?
Yes. We are no more seeing you, hearing you. We are no more seeing you.
Okay, we've seen you. Okay, we've seen you. Thank you.
Hey, Alberta. Hey, Alberta, why? Alberta, why? Alberta, only you, why? Only you, why?
Oh boy, Charlie, I better did trust inside. You did do
Charlie,
online
no,
meeting. I better.
you didn't trust right inside. You didn't trust right inside. It's so cool. Hey, I heard it, Charlie.
Where's the iron fast?
Okay.
Okay, Charlie.
But Charlie,
Hello.
who did you do that?
Hello.
Who did that?
Hello.
Moving people from Charlie.
That's a never do. Oh,
It be so.
Alberta, I think after seeing Alberta,
But some
I'm feeling
people
in
are
love with
meeting.
Alberta. Hey
I better
Alberta,
why?
be nice
Udugu,
to
that
you.
thing. I better Udugu, why? I'm bro,
Hey Alberta,
you
you need classes.
Hey,
Charlie, you squad
Boy,
they
still
beg.
hey,
Send the slides
what
and
are
then
you,
send give
oh,
you wider. Ready
what are you
for
guys doing? Please comport yourself, please. We beg you.
Oh, nice. How better? You menace, why?
I better is front to.
this one there. Slides
comfort
way
yourselves.
Okay.
Comfort yourselves. Hello?
Yeah, better. Eh,
Nancy, it's okay. It's okay. Let's wait for Miss Nancy. She shouldn't come. Please, let's wait for her.
Hello, guys. This one be lecture 201. Charlie, I beg you squad. This one be lecture 201.
Lecture 5.
Lecture.
I mean, second week or first week.
Second week.
And I mean,
Hello, guys.
Yeah, so
So, thank you. Let me share my screen.
Madam, I think you should do your settings so that nobody can remove you from it.
You said what?
I think you should do your settings in such a way that no one can remove you from the group.
All right, I think let's quickly run through. We are far behind time. So we just looked at reasons why people will sell their businesses, right? So before we got there, we were like how people own businesses, either buy or sell. So we've looked at the buying aspect. So let's continue the buying and then start, right? Sorry. So we've looked at the buy. So let's dive into the start. So you can also be a business owner by what? Starting the business. And before you start the business, you have to have an idea.
Papa,
Please mute yourself. So
Miss Nancy, please, we are no longer hearing
who
you.
is talking? You know I'm quiet. You are talking. You mute before you do your conversation.
Can you hear me?
Hello? Hello, guys.
Hello.
All right, let's continue.
Miss Nancy, please, you've been muted.
are you people the worry?
Please, the person muting Miss Nancy should stop.
Charlie,
Charlie, we have somewhere going. Charlie.
If you
The
try
person
mute
doing that
everybody,
should stop.
if you mute, please, we beg
God,
you. Comport
God is
yourself.
watching you.
It's the network.
The one God is watching.
Hello. Hello.
It's the network.
Hi.
Hello. Wait, Jackson here. So Nancy will join us very soon.
Hi.
Let's all mute, and then she would come back on. All right.
But I don't know when I joined the group too. Before you even
So everybody should kindly mute.
Hey, who is that?
Hello, guys.
Yes, Nancy, please, you can go on.
I was removed. I don't know who did that, but then finally I'm back.
All right, so you can continue.
All right. So we looked at two things or two ways of becoming a.
I suggest the settings be changed.
Me too.
Oba say who is doing that thing? Hey, if I wicked though.
It's not.
Very wicked and does not even
This thing is not funny again. It's not funny. The person doing
Even
it should stop.
Class, just hang up.
People should just keep quiet.
Talent you for meeting the teachers in the Oh,
Hello. So
hello.
Jackson, great.
Hello.
So let me say this: it is not for any. It's not for anybody to mute somebody. So nobody has the responsibility to mute all. So anyone muting all should really stop.
I think
Daniel
it's maybe
K.
I think it's
Daniel
maybe
K.
the
Mute
network.
yourself. Daniel K. Kindly mute yourself. Okay. So let's.
Please, are you done now?
You people should stop removing us.
Okay, two key things I forgot to add. When you are buying a business, you have to confirm whether they have legal issues, right? And then also know if the business you are buying is sound. So starting a business, it begins with an idea, right? You have to learn about the business, try to get experience, read about the business, talk to knowledgeable people. Maybe you have mentors, you have people who are already into such business, but maybe for yours you have some uniqueness you could attach to it that would differentiate you from already existing businesses. So you talk to people, then you try to get experience, right? All right. So before, in a professional way, right, in starting a business, you have to have a what we call a business plan. And we are saying that a business plan is a written narrative.
Why did you say that?
Typically,
Madam, please, can you share the
describe.
slides with us?
Our time is limited. Let me quickly wrap up, okay? The slides will come later.
Okay.
We are saying that you need to have a business plan. When you are starting a business, you need to have a business plan. I'm defining what a business plan is. So listen. We are saying that a business plan is a written narrative. typically 25 to 35 pages. 25 to 35 pages long that describes what a new business intends to accomplish and how it intends to accomplish it. And with a business plan, it helps the company
That's my bag.
to develop roadmaps.
Hey, but I've really tried though. From Sabbath.
To follow, to execute strategies and then plans. So the business plan basically helps you, the entrepreneur, or you, the individual who is venturing into the business, to have some guidelines, procedures to follow.
Please go
So
over the
when you have a business plan, right, it introduces you to what? Potential investors. The big men with money, investors with money, are driven by your business plan. When they go through your business plan, they're able to do their own analysis and then see that this is a good business where they can pop their money in. They will just invest in your business. So that's why it's really ideal for a startup or for an individual who is venturing into business to have what? A business plan. It helps you, gives you that advantage. So why do you write, or why should you have a business plan? Like I said earlier, it gives you that advantage before your investors. You get support, financial support, basically. It helps you with your planning. And then also, in conceptualizing your business plan, you need to have a business model, right? And you're saying that a business model is a plan on how the firms create, deliver, and capture value for its stakeholders. It's a plan on how the firms create, deliver, and capture value for its stakeholders.
Who has muted? So, madam.
Who keeps muting this? Oh, Erade, you people.
They worry you. They won't keep quiet and listen. And they are making.
So there is a question in your slide. Is it really necessary to have a business plan? Reasons why you should have a business plan and reasons why you shouldn't have a business plan. But ideally, it is very important to have what? A business plan. It helps you to act fast because you have everything set. So wherever you are lacking, you just go back to it. You see that, okay, then we've gotten to this stage, this stage, this stage, here, here, here. it helps you to run faster. You'll be able to get financing as well. Some do survive without having a business plan, but it is professional, it is ideal to have a business plan. So how do you get financing to start your business?
Madam, you're on mute.
Please, you're muted.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
We are
madam.
looking at, so we've looked at the definition, right? So we are now looking at the sources of financing that in starting a business. And I'm saying that you, the individual, out of your personal savings, you can use that money to start the business. You can also get support from your relatives, family, friends. After maybe sharing your idea, they buy into it, they give you money to start. You can also get support from incubators. For instance, Dr. Champon is the coordinator for the UGBS Innovation and Incubation Hub. So you can take time out of your free leisure time and then pass by the UGBS Innovation and Incubation Hub and then do more inquiries. Maybe you have a business idea, they will do a call and then you bring in your application, then you can start something. And then you can also get support from angel investors, right? So basically, with angel investors, you don't know them. That's why they are called angel. You don't know them. You just had one-on-one encounter and they're like, oh, this is a good business. Let me just invest my money in there. And you are good to go. So we can say that angel investors are wealthy private investors, right? Focused on financing small business ventures in exchange for equity. Did you capture that?
No.
I'm saying that
No, madam.
angel investors are wealthy private investors focused on financing small business ventures in exchange for equity. And we have
Focus on
venture
what?
equity. Investors focused on financing small businesses.
Small business ventures in exchange for equity.
In exchange for equity, yes. And you can also get your financing from venture capital. So they are a group of individuals. They are a group of individuals or firms that invest
Venture capital.
I'm saying you can also get your financing or a source of financing from venture capitals. And I'm saying that they are group of individuals or firms that invest significant amounts of money in organizations they see growth potential in. So they will invest in your organization or in your business when they see growth potential. But then they have a condition because they do that in exchange for about 20 to 50% equity return. And in your
What is their
operation,
duty?
they would like to have a bit of control. So with the
No,
venture
madam, can
capitalist,
you do that?
I'm saying that the venture capital, they are group or individuals, sorry, or a firm that invests significant amounts of money in organizations they see growth potential in exchange for about 20 to 50% equity and operational control. So I was trying to explain the operational control because they have invested in your business. When it comes to your operation, they want to be part of it. So at least one person from them would be part of your operations. So that is with the venture capitalists. And with the incubators, right, where you can also get your source of finance, like I said, Dr. Champo is the coordinator for the UGBS Innovation and Incubation Hub. So with them, they give you the platforms to share your idea. We normally say pitch, okay? They get you potential investors. So after pitching, you get funding. So basically, that's with the incubators.
I don't come again for the incubators.
So I'm saying that incubators helps entrepreneurs solve some of the problems commonly associated with running a startup. Incubators help entrepreneurs solve some of their problems commonly associated with running a startup by providing workspace, seed funding, mentoring and training. You get that now?
Please
Yes,
kindly
madam.
take it again.
Miss
I'm
Nancy,
saying
please
that
go over again.
I'm saying that incubators, right? Incubators where an entrepreneur or a startup can also get uh, capital or like money to start your business. And I'm saying that the incubators help entrepreneurs solve some of the problems commonly associated with the running of the startup by providing workspace. So they help you with workspace, they help you with seed funding, they give you mentoring and training sessions on how to grow your business. And then we can also touch on the enterprise zones, like with them, because you are a startup or you are an entrepreneur, they give you that how do I say it? that convenience. Like you don't pay taxes or you don't run. They don't. I don't know how to put it. Like they give you some exemptions. You understand? They give you some exemptions, so it helps you as a startup. So
Please,
how they might tax an already existing business, you would be. I'm saying that we have the free zones too. Maybe you can do your search on Ghana free zones later after the session.
Ghana what?
Free zones.
Okay.
So with them, I'm saying that they give you some sort of convenience, some exemptions. The procedures or how they do tax an already existing business. As a startup, you get that freedom, or let's say some exemptions. Yes. Let's continue. We have, so I think we're almost done.
sir. I can't hear.
So I think okay, we have 10 minutes more. I can quickly finish this. We're almost through. So achieving success in a small business, right? So we can look at why small businesses fail. Why do you think small businesses fail?
Maybe
Please, if you want to speak, just raise your hand. Right now, I see Dennis. Okay, I saw Dennis.
Lack of capital, please.
Okay, Nana.
Madam, please, for managerial skills.
For managerial skills. Okay.
Okay, Miss Nancy. We also have lack of business expertise or skill.
Okay.
Inadequacy of facilities.
inadequate
Facilities.
Poor decision making.
Okay. Is it
Improper
I'm not
planning is also a reason.
okay. That's why you need to have a business plan because it gives you it guides you.
Asking questions. Lack of knowledge to promote or expand the business.
Okay.
Lack of capital to expand or promote the business.
Okay. Any other? Okay, so like, can I come in now?
Yes.
So like you stated, there are all factors that could come to play for a business to fail. So we can talk about inadequate management skills. Your colleagues mentioned that lack of financial support. So the idea is huge. The idea is big. The opportunity is great, but you don't have the means or the funding. You understand? Or probably the support is not that. The support is not really reliable. You had the money, you ventured into it, but then along the line you need to get more money to fund, right? You need to put in more money to help you run the business. Then along the line, it sees your support or where you are getting your funding, the money is not coming again. It will be difficult to run the business. So it's likely you would also fail. Then difficulty hiring, keeping good employees. So when you're a startup or you're a business, if you don't have good employees with the heart, like, if you're a business, okay, the people you are working with, your employees, they have to have the vision of the business in mind. So if they don't have that in mind, they can't carry the vision along. So you can't achieve the goal of the business. So the employees you have are also key people that could add to either the business is going to survive or fail. So any time you employ people into your businesses, you have to explain the vision of the business to them. They have to understand it and take it to heart so that they will help you carry the vision. With that, you can achieve success. And then aggressive competition. So you are into uh, let's say pizza. Okay, you want to start a pizza business, but then people are already into the pizza business, and you could see that always people are venturing into AA pizza, but yours is AB pizza. It's almost the same, but people are not coming. Like, you see that the competition is tense, it's severe. So the fear of Charlie, my competitor is doing so, then you just quit. So you need to have the zeal and the edge to achieve no matter what, and that can help you survive. But if you think your competitor is like is doing so well, you are not matching up or you are not catching up, eh, or is so aggressive, you end up giving up, and that will cause you to fail. And then also again, paperwork, government paperwork. When you are a startup, like the free zones, they give you those exemptions. But as and when you are growing, a lot of government paperwork comes in here and there, do this, do that. So if you are not strong and fit, you will end up quitting. And that is also a factor why you might fail. So how can you keep a small business what's healthy? Keeping good records, know when to ask for help, stay in tune with your customers, and then learn how to manage employees. So basically, for you to have a healthy business, you have to what? Keep good records. Anything that comes in goes out. Anything you are doing, make sure you have records. Know when to ask for help. If you see that the business is shaking, maybe you need funding, know when and how to do it. Stay in tune with your customers, because how you relate with your customers, how you keep in touch, react with them, they might even tell you something you haven't thought of, which could help your business. And they are the reason why your business is there. So customer satisfaction is very key. So as and when you interact with them, you keep in touch, you get to know, okay, this is what the customers want or need. So you try to satisfy them, and then you are making your money. Then
We can't hear you.
Someone has spotlighted her. That's why.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, so please, what was the last thing you heard? I don't know who keeps muting us.
Stay in touch with your customers.
Come again.
Staying in touch with your customers.
One at a time. I can't even hear you guys.
Staying in touch with your customers.
Okay, okay. So I'm saying that your customers are like is the focus. They are there. They are the reasons why your business is what's also running. And we are in to satisfy customers and then make profit. So when you keep in touch with them, you are building a healthy business. Because along the line they might alert you on something which will help the business and also satisfy them. And the last thing is learning to keep your employees, manage them. There are so many things that comes to play when you are managing your employees. Because for human resource, we see employees as assets of the organization. So without them, you can't run. So issues with compensation, issues with retirement, employee satisfaction and other stuff comes to play when you are managing your employees just to keep a healthy business. So basically that is just that. I think this brings us to the end of our session today. So learning summary. We've learned what entrepreneur, we've discussed who an entrepreneur is, what is entrepreneurship, small businesses, and how the world defines it across countries. The world of small businesses, how to start a business, how to own a business. You either buy or sell, you either buy or start, sorry. So with the starting procedures too, the processes involved, having an idea, generating the idea, mobilizing resources, and then starting. Sources of financing for a startup, and then achieving success as a small business. So this brings us to the end of our discussion for today. Any question? Andy.
Madam, please, you didn't mark attendance.
Andy.
You have to mark attendance, not everyone. Or
Madam.
Any question? Kumsen. Okay, so if there are no questions,
Madam,
yeah.
Madam, please, I am not in any group. Hey.
Kennedy. Yeah, so I don't know. Is it Collins is saying he's not on the WhatsApp page?
The groupings. Yes, please.
Madam, me too. not in any group.
Groupings for IBA.
Yes, madam.
Madam, please, I can't find my IB on Sakai.
Please, the one who can't find her IB on Sakai, go to UGCS.
Okay. Madam,
Yes,
what
go.
about those of
If
us that our names are not in the groupings?
the groupings that was done by BHACR,
Yes, please.
maybe you
The
could see that
difference between liquidating a business and selling a business. Because me, I don't get that one.
the difference between what?
Liquidating a business and selling a business.
Hello, please. Is this group 4?
Okay, so group three has ended, and then group
Oh,
4 will be
madam.
joining. I'm coming. Group 4 will be joining the same link.
Ah, okay.
The link. Yes, please.
Yeah, I'm all ears, bro. I'm all ears.
Group 4.
Oh, okay.
Very good, Colin.
Oh, okay.
Please, is this group 4?
Madam, no, please. I am talking about the groupings. My name is not in any group. That's what I'm talking about.
Group 4.
Yeah, welcome to our group.
Please,
This
group 4.
This very group is group 4. Please join. Group 4, please
Okay,
join.
please.
Okay.
Hello, Nancy, please.